Hello, Frauleins and Frolets. I'm Napalm Dawn here on G4G on YouTube, and today we're taking a look at one of the most recent updates for Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast. So, the game has got a pretty big update that has given us a whole new area called Brave New World, and that is what we're calling the name of this update. It's the Brave New World update. So, excuse me. What I expected Brave New World to be was another world, kind of like, you know, Night's, excuse me, Night City and Underworld. They did something a little bit different. The new world is actually buried under the Time Rift. Now, I've always wondered, sometimes, well, I actually have something to claim here, but sometimes I will see the challenge light up, even though I don't actually have anything there. Still not too sure what's the deal with that sometimes. Just so you know, I have a lot of issues hitting Android's back button to move around in the game. I would recommend anytime you are on a screen in which you would like to go back, that you actually hit the game's back button in the upper left. Using the Android button, you know, with back and home and multi-window, back seems to just kind of make the game go weird. It's not that it doesn't stop responding, it's just that it stops not liking a lot of input. So, before we get into the Brave New World area, I want to introduce you to how my roster's been going. So, my primary Eddie is still my primary Eddie. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. He's 5-star. He's pretty versatile. I tend to pair up my primary Eddie with my soldier Eddie. These two are usually the Eddies that I take into combat. Mummy Eddie's okay. He's a tank. He just doesn't really do the most amount of damage in the world. And I sort of find Mummy Eddie just a little bit on the boring side. Really haven't done a whole lot with Wicker Man Eddie. He comes in sometimes if I'm fighting Reds. But for the most part, I just really haven't used my Wicker Man Eddie a lot. And recently and finally, because I have not had a new one in a while, I picked up Run to the Hills Eddie. He's 4 stars, but he's not particularly leveled, not running like any talismans or anything. Over here for my talismans, I'm running that one set over there, which gives the burn augment. I have an attack and defense augment, and basically, so I have attack up, burn, and attack up again. That's why I like him so much. I think he's kitted out pretty well. Also on my team, some favorites that I've got. Still love Rocket Dog, one of my favorite units from pretty much the beginning of the game up till now. Love Rocket Dog. He comes with me about as many places as I can bring him. I recently picked up a Child of the Damned, the red version of it. Agent Ree from Marvel Avengers Alliance, that I use his Child of the Damned a lot, and his is the purple assassin kind. It's kitted out way better than mine, but mine still actually holds his own, and was really happy to pick one of those up. Picked up a Prisoner. Still not too sure how I feel about him. But along with Rocket Dog, Child of the Damned, my other mains are Desert Marauder and the Undead Rescuer. This guy, he gets a lot of turns and does some pretty decent damage. And actually, so does Desert Marauder. He's got a pretty decent skill in the chain over here, which is what locks out damage, which is what locks out an ability. on somebody, and he also has a nice passive of guaranteeing perfect hits even if you miss it. Poor Wicker Dog over here, he's been with me since the beginning of the game, but I really have not used him in quite a long time. He used to be kind of my predominant healer, and he's been replaced. And here's the rest of my roster. Running about 36 out of 45. Can't say that I've got anybody down in the lower tiers that I like too much that I just haven't brought up. The snowman, the possessed snowman might be cool, but I've never gotten to really use them. Kind of like the looks of the thumbnail of the Undead Axis Gunner. I can't really say if any of these guys are pretty good if I were to level them up. I'm just not as familiar with them. Undead Soldier was decent, and I kind of liked Corrupt Droid when I don't really have to worry about damage so much. I find this guy is really low on damage, but he has some other skills, and like the Steel Fury is pretty cool, and the Siren ability is also pretty cool. So, just wanted to show you guys my arena team. See if we can get somebody fairly close. Not a pushover, but... Okay, who do I normally have over here? Sometimes it's Rocket Dog, sometimes I have Golden Guy. I think I'll bring Rocket Dog in. And this is what I typically take into the arena. Sometimes it's the Gold Gunner, sometimes it's Rocket Dog. Alright, and looks like I go first. So I tend to always go for a green on my Eddie. Don't have the timing down on this slightly laggy emulator here. There we go. And there's my extra turn. See, that's why I like that purple guy so much, is he gets pretty decent extra turns and has high damage. And if he gets a kill, he gets another turn, which is pretty cool. He's probably not going to get another kill this round. But hey, did some pretty decent damage over there, red on red. So they have a Rocket Dog who hit me with the stun ability. And it looks like he's got a Grim Reaper Eddie. Ooh, alright. So, the cool thing about this Eddie is if I wanted to, I could use Rise to do some heals. So I do have some emergency healing over here. I'm going to go for their Child of Light, try to get him out of the way. Let's see, does he have a res? No. So I can stun too with a tackle, and I may as well. Oh, that's going to be tough. That's tough with a mouse. I wasn't expecting that. But hey, I did get the stun, which is pretty cool. And I removed buffs. Let's see if we can get an extra turn. Nope. We might be okay here. I mean, their Eddie is really high health, and two of my guys are low. And I still can't get a heal off over here. Hopefully, if we can take out this Rocket Dog and have a nice 4-on-1, he's going to get an extra turn out of this, which is pretty cool. Ah, nice, and a heal block. And he's down to about half health. We should be okay. I'm going to try to get Undead Rescuer going, because he can heal up on hits. Alright, so he's passively healed the party. And I'll leave Child of the Damned for the Skater Boy Punch-Out. So this is fairly representative of what I typically take into the arena. Sometimes, like I said, Golden Guy's in there instead of Rocket Dog. It's really tough because I like them all. If I could bring in 5, I'd bring in 5. But that last slot, little tough. Before Child of the Damned came along, it was always Golden Guy and Rocket Dog and the Undead Rescuer. Not so much now. Defense hasn't done anything in a while. I want to get one of those generals someday. I wanted a Child of the Damned that got one, but I've still always wanted a general. So, we still have the skull quest going on. The more skulls you get on the regular story maps, the more of these that you unlock. They've essentially taken the place of what used to be Perfectville. So on each map, when you got enough skulls, by basically like 3-starring or 3-sculling everything, a secret area opened up. I like to call it Perfectville. Well, now, instead of that happening, is basically as you earn more and more skulls, more and more of these things open up. So caches are first, and then hordes come after. And I would need 450 to get the XP material horde. I'm at 314. Some of these are pretty easy. I definitely like to do as many of these as possible on a given day, because there are really good upgrades in them. And anytime you want to go through your dailies, you can get them done here. Like if you bring a guest, Eddie, you can get them done through Time Rift. Or not Time Rift, the skull area. Once I get past this skull one, we will take a look at the new area, which is actually really cool. Especially the boss that you fight at the end. I can just typically rip through these, and honestly, bringing Rocket Dog to these is great because of the AoE. As a matter of fact, I think I'll just open up with him to make it go faster. There's poor Wicker Dog. Buddy from the beginning of the game just kind of faded out. We'll give him an AoE kill, too. I mean, he definitely used to be my main healer because of Cleanse over here. He just sadly faded out. And plus, when he goes across the field like that, it's really hard to get a perfect hit with him, because he kind of blocks your vision of the circle. So I recommend, if you can, since he's AoE, always have him try to go for somebody closer. So that was pretty quick. Definitely overpowered for that particular mission. But hey, it gives nice blue Wicker Dog a chance to come out of retirement a little bit. And you always... Hey, that's actually a pretty good haul. You always want to make sure that you do have some medium to weaker characters, because there are some missions that the way the quests go in the mission, if you bring in overpowered characters, you might not be able to do the mission. Like, if you're one-shotting everybody and you have to use 2 or 3 power abilities, or, like, kill 2 people to Fury, you might not make it there because your basic attacks are just wiping everything out, so you may have to bring weaker ones. So, of course, we still have the Lords of Light. These are pretty crucial to get some good talismans and upgrades in there. And then we have Brave New World and Silent Planet. Out of the Silent Planet is actually a King's X album. So you have green yellows, blue purple, and red. Almost sounds like we're talking about magic decks here, but... So over here in green gold, we will just go to one of the earlier ones. So we'll pick Garden of Life. There are no quests for these. There are no win conditions or anything. Well, I mean, there's obviously a win condition, but there is no quest. And you can bring guests, and you are not limited by your power. So this is a pretty stacked party over here with Run to the Hills Eddie just kind of as a tag along to hopefully gain some experience. I see a lot of Viking eddies now, especially in PvP. Does anybody know if Viking eddies are pretty good? Because I've seen a uptick of them in PvP. So here we go, like the name says, greens and golds. And we will start off with Rocket Dog just to test how easy these guys go down. Relatively easy. And here, you know what? We'll just do the mop-up squad. This is why you should get a Child of the Dam. Unlike the Undead Rescuer, who gets his turns randomly, the Child of the Dam, if he kills somebody, the extra turn is guaranteed. So it makes it really, really easy to farm like lower content. Just like I'm doing here. Rocket Dog softens everybody up, and Child of the Dam just punches everybody out. I should actually get Run to the Hills Eddie up here and give him a little love. And get used to his moveset. So, alright, we will have Undead Rescuer bop somebody. And what's pretty cool is you are fully in control of your Child of the Dam when you get the extra turn, so you can actually stop using your Child of the Dam if you want to, and then go to your other characters, and then come back. Alright, so let's switch to Run to the Hills Eddie. Default ability is physical damage. Increase attack. Heal self based on max. And deals physical damage to a single target. Remove beneficial effects. Chance to disable passives. Well, he has a beneficial effect. So let's go ahead and smack him. Well, a passive was disabled. Yep, I was just gonna say, I really like it when the Undead Rescuer gets extra turns. Because he's a pretty hard hitter, and he heals the party when he does it. Oh, wow. That guy tanked that hit. That was kind of unexpected. I thought that was gonna be a kill. Not that I needed the heal, but what the hell. I'll do the increase in attack. Now, I wonder if I could pass the attack onto a different Eddie. We're going to try that. That Undead Rescuer is fun. He's just like a hybrid DPS support for me. Alright, so my attack is up. Let's see if it'll transfer. Yep, it does. Alright, that's pretty cool. We'll have Rocket Doggy soften everybody up. Now, what's pretty cool about this guy is you can have... Oh, tough with the mouse. I like that way better on a touchscreen. He gets the extra turn while giving everybody physical charge. So that's just even more of a chance of him just running the board on your enemies over here. Really fun unit. I got introduced to one through, like I had said, through Agent Ree's assassin version of it. And when I got one myself, my god, I was happy. So here's the boss. Kind of like the Alien Queen and Aliens, and also a little bit like the Midgard Serpent in Marvel Future Fight. But this guy has a little bit of a surprise in store for you. When you break his shield, this happens. And as you can see, it kind of almost looks like maybe a corrupted Eddie in there. In the center of it. It's awesome graphics. It's awesome styling. It's cool that they are thinking of something like this. And having a boss like this, which kind of reminds me of like a multi-phase. And look at the extra turns my Undead Rescuer is getting over here. Kind of reminds me of like a multi-phase Final Fantasy 4 or 6 fight. And yeah, sometimes the game will pause for a little bit as he readies his ability, so don't think it's crashed, just give it time. See, like, this is cool. This is such a cool sequence over here to watch the boss peel back and do that and get us hit with that blue ball over here. I just, for a mobile game, I just think it's really cool. And, I'm really happy that they continue to update this game, because when I got introduced to it, it was shortly after Marvel Avengers Alliance had folded up, and that gaming magnetic compass was looking for a true north. Again, I mean, can I have control of my characters now, please? Um, there was, Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Contest of Champions. They were Marvel games, but they were not the style of MAA. And, there were some other games along the way. And I got introduced to this game. And I will give this game props in the sense that your multiple versions of Eddie are probably the closest that you would come to an agent of all the games that I've played since MAA died. Nobody's really been able to replicate the agent. However, Eddie kind of comes close. All your characters in this are customizable, but Eddie kind of represents you the way the agent represented you. And by equipping, having multiple Eddies, it's like having gear for the agents and everything. And then you have your talismans that you could use. It's the most customizable thing that I've seen that sort of represents you within the game since Marvel Avengers Alliance. And that's where I definitely give this game a lot of props. But when I first got it, back on the point that I was going to make over here, I wondered if the game would get updated or if it was just a throwaway. Because in the beginning of the game, PvP kept saying coming soon, and like months were going by. Months and months and months. Arena said coming soon. Also, we had like 3 worlds. I think it ended in Battlefield. And Underworld was not there. But I mean, it was grayed out. And that would say coming soon. And I was just like, damn. I wonder if maybe I started the game a little after it's been rolling for a while and it's kind of on a decline. I wasn't too sure how long it had been out before I got a hold of it, but clearly the game is continuing to be updated. There is a rather robust Facebook page for the game. I'm not on it a lot, but they put up offers there for like Ironite and Souls and stuff. I have... Oh, wait, can I finally cash in some fragments again? See, no, alright. It highlighted my fragments over here like I could turn them in. God, that's lame. I really thought I was going to have enough. I mean, I could maybe convert, but, seeing that 7 over there really made me think about it. 22 rare souls, that's kind of bad. And 70 single shot souls. So, when you start getting duplicates or you start getting weak heroes in the game now that you no longer lead, you can go to your team and then you can hit the sacrifice button and you will be taken to this altar where, depending on what you sacrifice and how many of it, you go up in tiers. So basically what happens is these are runes around the pentagram over here. And if you sacrifice some weak characters, it goes up slowly. So there are some 3 stars. And, I'm barely out of 2 over here. Levels kind of help a little bit. So if you take like this 11 and this 12 and this 22... we're about where, I had 5 before, now I have 3, and I'm just about as far. And what's cool is it puts it in reverse order, so all your weak ones are there. You can sacrifice an Eddie, Not that I would believe you would want to do that. And it even shows you that you had devoted a skill shard to him. So level and star difference, obviously. I mean, this guy's 6. I'm only getting just about 2. But if I go with my 70, I'm getting like almost 4. This guy, wow. Holy shit, that's a lot. That is a huge sacrifice right there. And now I can't even, like, I'm just making a drop in the bucket. So it's almost like experience in an RPG gets harder the more you go up. And it tells you what level of sacrifice you're doing up there. And if you hit rewards, it will tell you these are your possible rewards. So as you can see, you do have to get pretty up there to start getting some good ones. I mean, meagers and petties are eh. It starts getting good at meager, but the real meat of the stuff starts at grand and higher. And then obviously ultimate and vortex sacrifices are, you know, top of the line over here. I'm never really tempted to go much past 2. Now, I could start making room and cashing out 10 at a time and then just converting them. But I tend to have a little bit of hoarder syndrome over here. I like to keep them around unless I really see several duplicates of talents. But it's sort of like a Pokemon thing going on. I don't have any dupes. I tend to get rid of my dupes, but, you know, any one of these level 1 3 stars here could make a case of just trashing them. But then again, I would hate to trash something and run into it at some point and be like, oh man, it gets that good? I didn't know that. Damn. Wish I didn't sacrifice it now. So there you go, guys. There's the Brave New World update here in Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast. Legacy of the Beast. It apparently had some Facebook authentication issues for a little while, and it's now been fixed, so you should be good to go there. Definitely lots of stuff in the store that want to grab your money. I really would like a red hero. Let's see. Warrior prep pack. Skill shards. Warrior souls. 5 stars. I really would like to get Rocket Dog bumped up. Unfortunately, oh, no, that's right. I did recently evolve him. So, yeah, he's maxed out. He was sitting at 4 stars for a while, and I just needed the material and didn't have it. It was that 3-star evolution shard that I was lacking a little bit. I never used the Red Rescuer for some reason. It's always Mr. Purple. I just think he's a pretty cool unit. Alright guys, so there you go. This is Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast, Brave New World patch update. If you were a fan of MAA, you might like this game because there are some similar ideas going on over here. And also, if you just like Iron Maiden's music, put this game on, just crank up the music and listen to snippets of songs you know. Peace out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.